Envision this, a nation so wealthy that its citizens lived better than the Swiss. A country floating on an ocean of oil worth $24 trillion, nearly matching America's entire economy. Streets filled with luxury cars, restaurants rivaling Paris, and a middle-class vacationing in Miami like it was a weekend getaway. Now imagine that same country where a month's salary can't buy a single roll of toilet paper, where money is literally scattered in the streets like worthless leaves, where beauty queens emerge from chaos and an entire skyscraper becomes home to thousands living without elevators or windows. This is Venezuela, a place where dreams and nightmares collide, where the impossible becomes routine, and where every corner tells a story you won't believe. Welcome to our channel and, buckle up, because what you're about to discover will completely shatter everything you thought you knew about this extraordinary nation. Let's rewind to 1952. Venezuela wasn't just wealthy, it was the fourth richest country on earth. The capital, Caracas, earned the nickname Paris of South America. Imagine streets packed with the latest automobiles, elegant restaurants on every block, and people dressed in suits and evening gowns, as if every dinner was a Hollywood premiere. The secret: oil. Venezuela sits on an estimated 303 billion barrels of crude, each barrel containing over 150 liters. We're talking about potential wealth exceeding $24 trillion. To put that in perspective, that's almost equivalent to the United States' entire GDP today. But here's where the fairy tale ends. In 1999, Hugo Chavez rose to power promising justice for the poor. He nationalized the oil industry, expelled foreign companies, and distributed money, housing, and free food to citizens. Everything ran smoothly until it didn't. When global oil prices crashed, Venezuela crashed with them. The government's solution? Print more money, lots more money. And that's when the nightmare called hyperinflation began its reign of terror. By 2019, inflation hit an unimaginable 10 million%. Think about that for a moment. $1 could make you a Bolivar millionaire, but that fortune couldn't buy you basic necessities. A single roll of toilet paper costs 2.5 million bolivars. A pack of diapers, 8 million. A kilogram of beef, 9 million. All of that converted to roughly $1.50. The situation became so absurd that people stopped counting money and started weighing it. Some stores even placed scales next to cash registers for convenience. In the streets, banknotes lay scattered like autumn leaves, trampled, discarded, utterly worthless. But Venezuelans are nothing if not resourceful. They began transforming their worthless currency into art handbags, paper flowers, wallets, all crafted from real money that had lost all real value. They sold these creations to tourists hoping to earn a few US dollars, which had become more precious than gold. Here's a fact that'll stop you in your tracks. Venezuela's current monthly minimum wage is 130 bolivars, approximately $1. Yes, you read that correctly. $1 for an entire month of work. Although hyperinflation has decreased from millions of percent, it still hovers around 172% and could reach 190% by year's end. The government hasn't adjusted the minimum wage since 2022, claiming there's simply no point. No amount they set would be enough to actually live on. Instead, they provide small allowances, an anti-economic war bonus, and a food stipend of about $40, bringing the average worker's monthly earnings to somewhere between $150 and $200. Yet the bare minimum needed to survive without going hungry is, well, approximately $500. The result? Over 80% of Venezuelans now live in poverty. Families have reduced their meals to just once daily. Children are dropping out of school because, honestly, families just can't afford tuition. Even international aid has shrunk. The World Food Programme was forced to cut rations in half, leaving millions of children without their only guaranteed meal. But wait, there's more hardship. Imagine sitting in an upscale restaurant, menu in hand, when suddenly, boom, everything goes dark. The staff immediately produce candles and flashlights like practiced magicians. This isn't a rare occurrence, it's everyday life. In residential areas, dining by rechargeable lamp glow or phone flashlight has become the norm. Some households rig motorcycle batteries to power fans just to get relief from the sweltering heat. The power grid is decaying, fuel shortages are constant, and even the nation's once proud hydroelectric plants can no longer operate reliably. In rural regions, blackouts can last up to 10 hours daily. Students study by oil lamp. Vendors close early because they can't refrigerate food. The wealthy rush to install generators and solar panels, treating them like VIP tickets out of darkness. Now let's shift to something Venezuela does better than almost anywhere else on Earth: producing beauty queens. Walk down any Venezuelan street and the saying goes, 9 out of 10 women look like pageant winners, and the 10th is probably their coach. This isn't an exaggeration. Venezuela has claimed 7 Miss Universe crowns, 6 Miss World titles, 9 Miss International victories, and nearly 30 major beauty pageant awards total. So what's the secret? It starts with genetics. Venezuelan women are renowned for their honey-toned skin, balanced features, captivating eyes, lustrous hair, and confident smiles. Their beauty blends Latin allure with American sweetness and unmistakable pride. But natural beauty alone isn't enough. The country has over 20 professional beauty schools where contestants undergo rigorous training in English, dance, makeup, catwalk technique, etiquette, public speaking, and even dating skills. The motto, no pain, no gain. For many middle-class families, investing in beauty pageant training takes priority over university education. They believe that even without winning a crown, their daughters will walk through life with confidence and elevated social standing. However, the pursuit of perfection has a dark side. Many Venezuelan girls undergo extreme cosmetic procedures. Some as young as 12 get nose jobs or buttock implants. 16th birthday gifts often include breast augmentation surgery. Some parents even administer hormone injections to delay puberty, hoping to increase their daughter's height, despite doctors warning about risks like osteoporosis, hormonal imbalances, and fertility problems. Perhaps most horrifying is a weight loss method involving stitching the tongue to make eating impossible. The pain forces survival on milk or thin porridge, with weight loss of up to 15 kilograms in just 1 month. Thankfully, times are changing. More Venezuelan women now embrace healthier, natural beauty standards. They're choosing workout routines, clean eating, and celebrating their authentic appearance over risking their health for an artificial ideal. 4. Tribes, traditions, and tabletop mountains. Did you know the word cannibal actually originated in Venezuela? It came from the Caribs, a tribe living along the northern coast. When Christopher Columbus arrived in the late 15th century, he heard stories that the Caribs attacked and consumed members of rival tribes. Some Europeans even claimed to witness them cooking enemies in pots. The Spanish mispronounced Carib as caniba, which evolved into cannibal. However, there's no concrete evidence they actually practiced cannibalism. Many historians believe these were symbolic rituals designed to instill fear and strengthen warrior spirit. Deep within the Amazon rainforest lives the Yanomami, one of South America's largest and oldest indigenous communities, almost completely isolated from the modern world. They reside in enormous circular communal houses called chabonos, some housing up to 400 people. The central area serves as a space for ceremonies, celebrations, games, and daily activities, like a nightly jungle festival. Their customs can unsettle outsiders. The Yanomami don't bury their dead. After cremation, they grind the ashes, mix them with water or banana soup, and drink it. For them, This is the only way for the departed soul to transcend and continue existing within the community. The Yanomami were once known as one of the Amazon's most warlike tribes. Boys learn from childhood how to use bows and arrows, hide in forests, and understand that killing an enemy proves loyalty. Meanwhile, Western Venezuela's Bari tribe fascinates the world with unusual marriage customs. Here, it's completely normal for women to have multiple husbands. Each husband shares responsibility for caring, raising, and protecting the children. Every child calls all of them father. The Bari believe strong children result from love and care from many people, not just one. They also have no concept of birthdays as we know them. Instead, they hold a first hunt ceremony. When a boy makes his first successful kill, he's recognized as an adult, ready to marry and participate in tribal rituals. 5. Cultural quirks and lottery dreams. Venezuelans are absolutely obsessed with the lottery. In a country plagued by inflation, unemployment, and hardship, many see it as their last lifeline, a tiny thread of hope. The most popular game is tripleta, a 3-number lottery drawn up to 3 times daily. Lottery tickets are everywhere: grocery stores, newspaper stands, street vendors. Step outside and you'll likely see someone clutching a ticket, dreaming of a brighter tomorrow. What's fascinating is how Venezuelans select their numbers. They don't choose randomly, they have the entire science behind it. Something unlucky happens, play the black numbers. Spot an unusual license plate, that's your lucky number. Dream about someone, an animal, or an accident. There's a dream interpretation chart to convert those images into numbers the next morning. Some radio stations have dedicated lottery prediction segments. Facebook groups buzz daily with number discussions and result analyses. Another surprise for visitors is how comfortably Venezuelans discuss skin color. Words like negro or negrito, literally meaning black or little black one, might sound sensitive elsewhere, but here they're affectionate nicknames for friends, lovers, or family. To Venezuelans, these are endearing terms, not insults. However, not every topic is relaxed. Religion is sensitive territory. Most Venezuelans are Catholic, so if you're atheist or hold different beliefs, it's best not to mention it during first meetings. And here's a bathroom shock. Toilet paper doesn't get flushed, it goes in a trash bin beside the toilet. Strange as it sounds, it's perfectly logical. The plumbing system is old and fragile, prone to clogging. Many Venezuelans only realize how unusual this habit is when they move abroad and confuse their foreign roommates. 6. Body language, dress codes, and airport applause. Venezuelans are deeply emotional people. Public displays of affection, kissing, hugging, holding hands, aren't inappropriate. They're signs of genuine love. If a couple doesn't show affection, others assume something's wrong. However, discussing salaries, income, or expenses is considered rude. Venezuelan culture values emotions over material things, and money talk creates discomfort. Body language requires careful attention. The OK hand sign, harmless elsewhere, is considered obscene and sexual in Venezuela. Use it in a store and you might get kicked out or start a fight. Similarly, thumbs up in some regions means go away or get lost. Best strategy? Stick to friendly smiles and avoid hand gestures altogether. Clothing plays a major role. How you dress reflects dignity and social status. Wrinkled shorts or flip-flops might get you refused service in certain stores. Workers wear neatly pressed polo shirts. Older women never leave home without lipstick. Some even style their hair by candlelight during power outages. One survey found 87% of Venezuelans admit they judge others based on clothing. Planning to wear yellow? Think twice. Yellow is considered bad luck, avoided during important occasions like exams or job interviews. Here's a fun tradition. Passengers often applaud when planes land safely. This custom dates back when runways were old and domestic flights frequently had issues. Every smooth landing was worth celebrating, like thanking the pilot for helping everyone survive a risky flight. During Holy Week or election periods, the government strictly bans alcohol sales and consumption. Police can inspect, confiscate drinks, and revoke business licenses. Tourists carrying unopened alcohol during bans can still face fines. Many Venezuelans become accidental offenders simply for cracking open a beer at the wrong time. 7. The vertical slum and prison parties. In Caracas's heart once stood a skyscraper meant to symbolize Venezuela's financial future, the Tower of David. Nearly 200 meters tall with 45 floors, construction began in the early 1990s under financial tycoon David Brillembourg. But before completion, a banking crisis hit. Brillembourg passed away. The project was abandoned, leaving this massive concrete structure silent for years. By 2007, as Venezuela's economy collapsed, thousands lost homes and jobs. With nowhere else to go, over 800 families occupied the unfinished tower. The world's only high-rise slum was born, home to nearly 3,000 residents. Residents adapted floors 1 through 22 themselves. They installed electricity, ran water pipes, built stairs, and used motorcycles to navigate lower levels. Upper floors required climbing on foot. No elevators existed. Despite lacking guardrails, windows, and basic safety features, they built functioning lives inside. There were barbershops, makeshift dental clinics. Each floor operated like a small neighborhood with its own representative. The community had rules, collected service fees, managed security, and helped one another, operating like a real residential district. Inside wasn't just poverty, it was a tightly knit community creating self-governed society in the city's middle. Many called it paradise in chaos. If the Tower of David represented a haven for those who'd lost everything, Venezuela's prisons were the exact opposite, pure disorder. In some prisons, inmates ran everything inside. The General Penitentiary of Venezuela was once called the world's most dangerous prison. Inside, prisoners divided space, created rules, and organized life like a miniature society. They collected fees, allocated areas, opened businesses, and held festivals, concerts, and parties within the compound. Some looked like nightclubs with lights, music, and lively parties organized by inmates themselves. Guards stayed on the perimeter, rarely intervening, allowing the prison to operate as its own separate world. Families could come and go freely, bringing supplies, visiting loved ones, even staying overnight, as if visiting relatives at home. 8. From creepy dolls to 870 ice cream flavors. Imagine walking down San Bernardino Street in central Caracas. Between old buildings, you look up and see dozens of dolls hanging from a balcony, their lifeless eyes seemingly following your every step. The sight sends chills down anyone's spine. This bizarre balcony has existed for years. Countless stories circulate. Some say an eccentric old man wandered streets at night, collecting or borrowing dolls from children, hanging each on his balcony as part of a creepy collection. But the truth is heartwarming. According to homeowner's son, Jonathan Gonzalez, the doll balcony is actually an art installation created by his father, Estanislao Gonzalez, a conceptual art lover who wanted to turn his balcony into a space preserving childhood memories. If Caracas has the mysterious doll balcony, Merida has something that makes the world marvel. Heladeria Coromoto, the legendary ice cream shop once listed in Guinness World Records for offering 870 flavors. Trying one flavor daily would take nearly 3 years to taste them all. Coromoto became famous not just for quantity, but unbelievable creativity. Alongside classic flavors were wild options: wine ice cream, salmon, beef, blue cheese, even pabellón criollo ice cream. The traditional Venezuelan dish of rice, shredded beef, black beans, and fried plantains. Inside, every wall was covered floor to ceiling with flavor names. Tourists came to explore, daring each other to try the strangest one. Unfortunately, due to Venezuela's prolonged economic crisis, Heladeria Coromoto has been closed since 2017. For Venezuelans, Coromoto remains a sweet symbol of brighter times long past. Venezuela is a land of contradictions, where unimaginable wealth met devastating collapse, where beauty queens emerge from chaos, where communities thrive in abandoned skyscrapers, and where hope flickers even in the darkest nights. This remarkable country continues to surprise, inspire, and challenge everything we think we know about resilience, creativity, and the human spirit. What impressed you most about Venezuela's story? Drop a comment below. We'd love to hear your thoughts. If you found this journey eye-opening, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you won't miss our next adventure. Remember, this information is for reference only. Always do your own research before making any decisions. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep discovering the extraordinary stories our world has to offer.